So we're at the slaughter pen. This is currently owned by the American Battlefield Trust. They purchased this land a few years ago, but this is where some of the heaviest fighting of the Battle of Perryville actually occurred. And this is where one of the more poignant stories of the Battle of Perryville occurred. The 22nd Indiana was kind of lined up parallel to this road, and this is where General Polk actually rode into those lines and said, "Hey, who are you guys?" And he suddenly discovered, oh crap, this is the Federal Army. So he turns tail and runs back across the field, and of course tells his army every mother son of them is Yankees. And as a result, the 22nd Indiana suffered about 60% casualties right about where we're standing. And within that was a newly acquired Major Kilgore, who was a captain at Perryville, and he was out with Gooding's brigade in this particular area and was shot right through the abdomen and collapsed on the field. His best friend ran a silk handkerchief through the hole in one side and out the other, presumably to clean it out. And then they packed him over to probably the Russell, or maybe the Russell House, maybe the Dye House, we're not exactly sure. He stayed there for several weeks. His sister actually showed up from Louisville, which probably saved his life, and took him back home, nursed him and convalesced him in Louisville. He rejoined the regiment, managed to get through all of Sherman's march, and then eventually ended his military career at Franklin, Tennessee as a brevet brigadier general. But how he survived, that is amazing. How he survived that, I don't know. But a couple years ago, I'm actually downstairs at the museum working in the basement, and we get a knock on the door, and this man's great-great-grandson comes up and says, "I have Colonel Kilgore's sword and his bars in the trunk. Would you all be interested in having these?" And so this is a Horseman sword, which was actually a company in Philadelphia. And I think the really cool thing, Kilgore was like 6'2". He was an enormous man for the Civil War. And when you look at this sword, I know that this was used because of the sheath. It's got this rub on the very end of it. So it's dragging against the ground or against the horse. So I know the man actually used this. And there's a couple images of him with this probably on. Now these bars would have been on Kilgore when he was here on the field, because his promotion had came through just like 2 days before. So he hadn't had a chance to get new bars. So these, he was wearing these on the field when he was wounded here at Perryville. When he went home, I guess, back to Louisville, where his sister lived, he got his new commission bars. But these came down through the family, and these are extremely rare. I mean, very rare and very, very delicate things to have. And he was right here.
Have these shoulder boards been here since the battle?
No, they have not. They showed up. They showed up, you know, a few years ago in this guy's trunk.
But literally to the spot.
No, actually, no. They have not been to this spot since the battle. No.
This is
the first time they've been back here to this spot. It has not been back here since that time.
gosh.
So yeah.
Yeah, and this is detailed. Here,
unbelievable. You know, it's said that every battlefield has, what, a slaughter pen and a railroad cut and a peach orchard?
Yeah, this truly was a slaughter pen. I mean, this was truly. And the most important thing I think we have, and this is unique, this man's picture, this is Colonel Squire Keith of the 22nd Indiana.
Okay, by way of reminder, he's the one to whom General Polk spoke.
Correct, right. And what I think is really touching, that's his little sister, Delphina.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that man was killed right here, right where we're at.
And let me just get into the conversation a little bit. As far as I remember, Polk said something to the effect of, you know, who is the commander here?
Yeah, who are you? And he said, "I am Colonel Squire Keith of the 22nd Indiana." That's what his adjutant wrote. And so that man, that's him. And he died right here on this field right in front of you.
And is there any doubt that this photo has also not been here to where he suffered his demise?
You know, it has never been here before. I know, because we just got this from a family member maybe 2 weeks ago. It is so new. It actually needs some restoration work, which I'm saving to get done very quickly. So this man that you're looking at right here, I mean, this is his last breath on earth was in this field right here.
Here, let me